Welcome to the Startup Funding Espresso. I'm Hall T. Martin, where we talk about how to raise funding and invest in startups and the time it takes to drink an espresso. If you have a question about startup funding or investing, please go to the website, startupfundingespresso.com, and type in your question into the chat bot in the lower right corner to receive an answer. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, this is Hall T. Martin with the Startup Funding Espresso, your daily shot at startup funding and investing. In planning out a fundraise, it's best to break the raise into a series of round closings. Communicate the overall fundraise amount to the investor, but break it into steps. The first tranche is called the first round close. This typically includes family and friends funding. Use this funding to attract more investors to join. Set the date for the closing and make clear that deadline when pitching investors. This gives a target date for investors to make a decision. A typical target date is 8 to 12 weeks before the closing date. This gives the investor enough time to run their diligence before making an investment. Too short a window and the investor will bail saying they don't have enough time. Too long a window and the investor will procrastinate. Give investors who come into the round an incentive such as an investor-friendly valuation. When that round finishes, start the next one. Set the next deadline and communicate the date to all the investors who did not invest in the first round. Inform the investor that you raised the first round and are now moving to the next one. Use funding from the first round to add momentum to the second one. Thank you for joining us for the Startup Funding Espresso, where we help startups and investors connect for funding. Let's go start listening to today. Hall T. Martin is the director of Investor Connect, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the education of investors for early stage funding. All opinions expressed by Hall and podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinion of Investor Connect. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon as a basis for investment decisions.